Hi folks, this is Glasspix here. It's another awful rainy day in London, so I've decided to create a review video of my latest toy, a Victorinox Rambler keychain multi-tool pocket knife. I have received this as a present recently and I found it extremely useful, and I work in an environment where security issues are concerned, so I had to find a small knife that will pass through metal detectors and security checks without raising eyebrows and any concern. I live in Britain where laws allow you, I don't know, I think it's about 2 inches long knives, and you can't have any locking blades with you. But I need a multi-tool and a blade with me for my job, and I had to select a model that won't break the law and won't raise any concerns. I think this is the smallest blade that Victorinox make. They might have something smaller in their wallet multi-tool set, but as far as the classic shape, folding knife shape, this is the smaller. This is called the Rambler SD, and it has quite a few very useful features, very useful tools that I use on a daily basis. I had a knife before this one that was the classic SD, as they call it. It was identical to this except for the most important tool, the bottle opener and the Phillips screwdriver. I recently lost it. I took it to Victorinox because the outer scales, the red ones, had fallen off, and I took it to Victorinox on Bond Street, and they changed it for me for free of charge. And I think the lady who did it didn't attach it to my keychain properly with this little ring, and it fell off. That's why I wanted a new one immediately, and I said I'm going to upgrade a little bit. I looked on Victorinox's website, and this is the one that fits my needs the most. So let's go through the tools quickly. This is the first one, and one of the most important ones. It's a Phillips screwdriver on the top. It's a very good, tough little steel screwdriver. I've used it many times, and we were just unpacking toys after Christmas that are attached with little screws to that packaging, and this was an extremely helpful little tool to use. It has a bottle opener, which I like. It works. I've tried it. And this little notch here in the middle is a wire stripper. I can't comment on it. I've never stripped wire. I've stripped many things in my life, but not a wire, so I don't know if it works or if it works properly as it should. So you test it for yourselves. But the other two tools are fantastic. The other tool on this side is the blade. Now the blade is 58 millimeters long, and if I take a battery, this is how it compares to a battery with the blade out. Blade size, so this is 58 millimeters. Okay, it's a tiny little blade, but it is razor sharp, and it's not very thick, but it is very well fixed to the knife. There's no fidgeting here, there's no movement, it's fairly rigid. So it's not a paper thin blade, it is thin, but it is very functional. I use it for cutting tape, sellotape, packaging, paper, small plastic things, and it's not obviously not a heavy duty blade, but for opening packages and cutting tape, this is very good. It comes very sharp out of the box, and it can be sharpened easily. It has a blade shape that is easy to sharpen if you know what you're doing, either if you're using a sort of a flat stone sharpening tool, or if you are using a sharpening rod that you can see in butcher's shops, it can be very easily sharpened, so it's not a tricky job. If you turn to the other side, you have another screwdriver, and it's a flat screwdriver. It works very well. And on the other side you have a nail file, and it is functional. I've used it a couple of times, but I don't usually file my nails, so if it's important for you, then good for you. However, what I use this for the most, it's not the screwdriver and not the nail file, it is a sort of a prying tool. Just before I did this video, my Manfrotto insert for my tripod got stuck, and I had to pry it out, and I used this one, and it worked very well. And I had to use force, and no problems. It will hold very tight. So it is a sort of a prying tool, obviously not for too heavy duty jobs. Same side, and this is the little, these are the little scissors, very sharp, and they work surprisingly well. I'm not a believer in small size scissors like this, but I have to give it to them. It cuts paper brilliantly. First time you try it, it'll cut it. You don't have to use force, you don't have to hold it in a particular way. It will cut brilliantly. Cut tape, paper, plastic bands, wristbands, whatever you need to do, this will do it. It's a very good quality little scissors, and I enjoy using it. So I highly recommend, if you're looking for a multi-tool with scissors, to consider this or the Victorinox brand, because their scissors are incredibly good. I've used other multi-tools with scissors, and none of them were as good as these. They're easy to unfold from the knife, no problem at all. Quick, easy, small, and light. You have two more. These are the tweezers. They work very well, except if you're trying to pull out hair, the edges are so sharp that sometimes if you squeeze it hard, it will cut the hair off, and instead of pulling it. So you might want to file the edges off a little bit so that they're not so sharp. The other side, you have toothpick. I don't use it for picking my teeth generally, but it's nice. It's nice if it's there. You can use it for other little purposes, whatever life may bring. So I'll open it for you. All the tools. 1, 2. Actually, I'll just put it this way. It's a little bit sideways so they don't cover each other. And you have to be very careful with the knife, because as I said, it is razor sharp. So this is what it looks like when you open all its functions. Tweezers on the one side, and toothpick on the other side. Just for comparison, this is my keychain. So if I close these tools, then it will fit on my keychain very easily. It's the size of my keys basically, and it weighs just a little bit over what a larger size key like this would weigh, and it's not too bulky, and the tools that are on it are very useful. Now it's about 30 grams, it's very light, and it has certain options. If you look at Victorinox's website, it has the manager, which would include a little ball pen that would come out, or the ambassador that would miss the bottle opener tool. Obviously, if you're an ambassador, that someone else was going to open the bottles for you, or you have this super little multi-tool, the Midnight Mini Champ. It has, I don't know, it has about 20-25 different tools on it, and I love it, but it has too many functions that I wouldn't use, like a orange peeler, or a little tool for a ruler, or a nail cleaner, and it all adds bulk to your little EDC system. So I loved it on the website, but if you consider it from a practical point of view, I don't think it's an option for me, because it would add too much weight and bulk to my keychain, and I wanted to keep it compact and useful. All the tools that are here are super useful. I wish there was one more that I would add to it, and that is a can opener. Now, I would any day I would change the nail file, which is on the other side, the nail file for a functional can opener. This is a nice feature, as I said, for prying and a little screwdriver, but the can opener has exactly this point, the screwdriver on its tip. So if they had a model, Victorinox made a model with a can opener and a bottle opener and the knife and the scissors, that would be the perfect model for me, and I'll definitely buy 2 of those. But unfortunately, they don't offer anything like that. So you know, whatever you need, if you need a little LED light, they have a model just like this with an LED light. I don't need it, because I have a light on my mobile phone. So why choose an extra feature that I won't use, or a ballpoint pen? I don't really need a pen when I'm outside my home or my workplace. So for those things you use a mobile phone generally. So in terms of size and weight and functionality, this is a perfect compromise. I really like this tool. I carry it every day, and I never had a problem with it in terms of security. I go to government institutions. I go to you know, Buckingham Palace time to time to photograph. If you know my other videos, you know I'm a press photographer, and they check all my tools all the time. So I keep it either in my paddy case or on my keychain, usually on my keychain. You have to be careful not to take it on the plane, because they are very fussy there, and they confiscate it from you if you have this. So this is not a plain legal little knife. But as far as the laws are concerned in the UK, which are very tough in terms of bladed weapons, you're welcome to carry this. This is a legal option, and a very useful one. So I highly recommend it. Get yourself one. I bought it for about £13. That's about 17-18 euros on Amazon. I think a couple of more pounds for the postage. So it's a cheap little option. It costs nothing, and I use it almost every day. So highly recommended, the Victorinox Rambler. And this is about all I wanted to say about it. So if you have any questions, just comment in the comment section, or send a message through YouTube. All the best. Take care.